I'm David Ashen, I'm the president of Dash Design, and we're here because we designed the guest rooms and corridors of the Renaissance New York Times Square. The rooms underwent a full renovation, and the inspiration of the rooms really was the frenetic activity of Times Square and really to create a little bit of a respite, but also a reference to the activity of the city and this being the center of the theater district. There was some renovation that was done to the hotel 4 years ago where there were 4 or 5 or 6 suites created by Benjamin Noriega Ortez, and his inspiration, which we built upon, was the theatrical muse. And that was brought through in the work that he did, and then we built upon that. So the color and materials of the room really reference New York City itself. So we exposed concrete. We have the grays and the whites and the blacks, which really reference the graphic nature of New York City, the concrete jungle, but really soften it with textures and materials and bring in kind of the discovery of the yellow, which is used in a way that's a little unusual on the curtains. So the brightness references the yellow you see in the New York City taxi cabs and other parts of the city. And then there's fun little discovery moments. One of my favorite little things is the snow globe that we put in the rooms, which is New York City skyline. And who doesn't go to New York City and want to take home a little snow globe? So the idea of creating a room that is authentic to the city has a level of sophistication. So being in that, we pull the textures. So you don't want just a gray room, a gray and white or graphic room, but bringing the textures that bring to life the city itself. So I think trying to be mindful of that, trying to create a space that captures the texture and, in a sense, the grit, but making it something that is warm and comfortable and allows you to see something and have a little bit of surprise and go, oh wow, like what is that? We're next to where the ball drops, which is amazing. These guys have the best view in the city, but it's a place to party, and where better to do it than in your room with a pillow fight. The feathers not only reference the theatricality, but reference this idea of playfulness. I love the sheep. Benjamin used the sheep in the suites. We really felt it was a great reference, a fun discovery moment that we pulled up, and the tables actually kind of encase the sheep in a little cage. You can almost grab them. But I love how they show up there and they show up on the terraces, and there's a little bit of surprises that make you want to look and say, oh, it's not just life as usual, but there's those fun things that you get to touch and see. And the most interesting thing about the work, no matter what brand we're working on, is that number one, people feel welcome, they feel comfortable, they want to be here, that it's not an intimidating space. Secondly, I want them to understand the brand. So I think that through the design of the hotel, they get to understand a bit of the city, the bit of the place they are. They have those really wonderful moments of like, oh wow, what is this? And then they get closer and they look at it and they see. They look and they look again and discover something they may have not seen before. They might learn something, discover something about themselves, have a playful experience, have interaction, and feel the vibe that is Times Square.